functional checklist for purchasing a home, no?
Right. So let's just jump right into it, right? So when we're talking about, we're real estate agents, so we see homes all the time, every day, all day. And now when we're talking about earlier with wants and needs versus financials, financial is super important, but when you're going into a house, we also have to look at the functionality of this house. Is it in good condition? Just because it's in the perfect neighborhood, all these other questions are going to come into mind. So you might match a desire, you want to live in that neighborhood, but does it really match what your needs are? So that's what we're kind of breaking down, like structure. Is the foundation a crawl space? Is it a slab? Does it have water damage? Are there cracks? What is going on underneath the foundation?
Exactly. And the second thing is talking about the roof condition, no?
Absolutely.
Because this is also a very big item for purchasing a home. And then anything like a missing shingles or raised shingles, anything that helps you to understand that if this roof is good for you, because you don't want it to end up with buying a home that needs immediate care about the roof.
Now, when we're walking exterior, now this is going to be a little hard with the vinyl home, but you can look at the bottom of the vinyl. But definitely you can do this with brick homes. Look for any on the outside of the house. Look for cracks. Look for damages. Look for signs of problems on the outside, because there's signs of problems. There probably was problems. They might have already been corrected. I don't know. We're going to find that out later. But look for cracks. Look for problems. That is what we're doing outside. What about next?
Next one, we wanted to talk about windows and door. Make sure the windows really properly open and close, and you don't have any difficulty. And that is also part of the structural.
Is it single pane? Is it double pane? Does it feel drafty? Does it look like there's signs of leaking? I was walking new construction last week, and I can tell you that the ledge didn't seem correct on this window, which means it would have been drafty. So of course they're fixing it, but it is something important to notice.
Exactly. The next thing is the really drainage and landscaping. No, probably the probable drainage is super important. Again, brand new construction 2 weeks ago, pretty much they took all the concrete down there because when they were flushing the toilet, is the water, it was stacking and it was not flowing. No?
That wasn't what I meant from outside drainage, but that's true. That did really happen. It got fixed. But what I meant was, are there gutters? How is the water that's going to hit your house coming to the house and moving it away from the house? Look for how that water moves away from houses, because if we get water away from houses, we're more likely to have a structurally sound house.
Exactly. But now we wanted to do our introduction.
Absolutely. So let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our Tailend Podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Honestly, call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. Also, you can get this handout down below too. That way you can read these.
Going back to, again, the checklist, the functional checklist, we wanted to talk about the interior feature, no? For example, like a room layout. What is about it?
Make sure that it's going to fit your furniture. Make sure that it fits your lifestyle. If you're going into a house that has no dining table and you love having people over for dining, understand that this house is not going to be for you. Understand your future needs as well as your current needs. How many bedrooms do you have? Are you single? Are you just married? Are you going to need more bedrooms in the future? Are your kids grown and they're not going to come home anymore? So understand the size, the number of rooms you need. What else?
And the storage space, of course. When you have a bigger family, you need more storage space, like attics, basement, top of the garage are properly usable, that you can use it as storage.
Also, we're looking at flooring at this point too. Are there wears? Are there stains? Do they need replacement? What is going on with the rugs, the floor, the hardwood floors, the laminate? What is going on with them? Look at those floors carefully.
Exactly. Now we wanted to focus on
walls and ceilings.
Walls and ceilings. Sorry, I missed that one.
So when we're looking inside the house, we're looking for cracks in the corners of the walls. We're looking for water stains, any sort of sign that they recently did something. So there's some sort of repair.
Like a recent repair.
Like you can see the paint is still wet. That's kind of a problem that they did something. Now let's talk about functionality.
Functionality. And we start from the most important one, which is heating and cooling system. This is also, it helps you with you need to make sure that age, condition of them, how it look like, because that is also a big ticket item, no?
Right. So when you're also walking this house, decide if you want to buy it, check the plumbing, check water leak, check the water pressure. How is the water turning on and off? Is the hot water actually turning on when you put that sink on? So
Exactly.
you can't go through everybody's stuff, but we can certainly turn the faucets on and see what's going on with the water.
Exactly. The next thing is electrical system. Check for the exposed wiring. If there are like outdated like a 50s and 60s with the knobs, that they are understanding the circuit break, if it's GFC CI protected from the water, all those things that is going to help you with your future investment.
Next one, I'm not going to tell you to go in the attic, but yeah, kind of peek in or have somebody peek in, and really you're just looking for insulation. We're just making sure that there is some sort of insulation up there. And then also, what else?
The ventilation and air quality, which basically you wanted to make sure any sign of the mold or mildew that is existed at home, because that is need more care and also more expenses.
With this one, for just a side, I would say look when you're in the bathroom, look at the fans. Is the fans full of blackness? Because that's not a good sign. We're probably talking some sort of ventilation issue in that bathroom. So really look for signs and use your eyes, because don't forget, North Carolina, we're a due diligence state. You're going to have to pay money to buy this home right up front that you're not getting back. So we're just checking for things. More things to check.
Safety and compliance, basically smaller items like a smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, that they are present and make sure they're working. They're not just beeping constantly. They need to be taken care of. And the next thing is fire escape routes. What is that?
Make sure every room has a window or some way to like make sure that people, in case there is a fire, to get out of the fire. Security systems. Are there any security systems? Is there potential to get the security systems? Most of the time is yes, but that one.
And also code of compliance building. Some of the places they added things without any permit, no? And you can, when you visually looking at it, you see that is the addition to the house. Are they permitted? Are they counted as a square footage of the house? These things you need to know and ask about.
The weirdest one I ever saw was when they had the tree growing through the ceiling in there. It was just the weirdest house. Like clearly they had like some weird thing going on there, but clearly that is not in the building code. So if you're just seeing a tree going right through the roof, and it's on purpose, is that building code safe? Probably not.
And the next thing we're talking about location and neighborhood, which comes to the proximity to any amenities like access to a school, to grocery store, public transportation, or healthcare like a hospital, doctors.
Anything that you might need. Also, you're going to have to look up the neighborhood safety on your own, but crime rate is really easy to find out online. Safety of the area, easy to find online. What else should you look up?
Noise level. The houses that nearby the main street definitely has a more noise level and less level of the interest from the home buyers. Make sure that if you are close to route of the airport or any trafficy, noisy area, you be aware of it before putting an offer for that house.
Also, future developments really does important as well. For instance, if you're going to buy a house on Old Tar in our neighborhood, we know that they're about to start a major government works to double the roadside. So are there planned developments that's going to affect your noise level? Is it a planned development that's going on that empty lot is now becoming 300 homes? So
or the commercial activity comes to the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Therefore, these need to be taken care of and knowing about. The miscellaneous items that we wanted to talk about, internet and cell service, which happens in the area that mostly there are brand new construction and need to be registered in the government, the address, that you can actually activate your internet service, which in our area, 2 companies are the main providers for internet, but it depends on the state that you're living, also is different.
Also, understand the parking. Like, how many cars do you have, or do you put on, or do you plan to hold in the future? Maybe you have a big car collection you're planning in the future. Do you have adequate driveway space for it? Do you have adequate parking spaces for it? Will you have to use street parking? Is that even an option for you? So understand that, and that goes bring to the next one, which is community role.
Which is community role. Definitely knowing about the HOA or homeowners association rules. Well, if you, for example, wanted to have a boat in front of your house, make sure you know this before you go under the contract, that you are able to bring your boat on the driveway or side of your house.
Also, if you plan on renovating or doing some expansion project in the future, make sure that there's no restrictions on whatever it is you're planning to do. So if you're
Yeah.
planning to add an addition,
Like a mother-in-law suite or any structure, your guest house for your loved one or your family members, make sure
that even allowed?
is allowed to doing that. Therefore, you need to do all this upfront work to understand what's going on.
Now, if you love this checklist, which I hope you did, we have it in the comments below, so in the description below. So please grab a copy now.
Exactly, and don't forget to call us at 252-327-3357. We'd love to help you. Alan Victoria here, and leave us a comment and share with us your idea, your thoughts, and we love to connect with you.